We interrupt your regularly scheduled programming to bring you something completely different. Have you ever wondered about the butterfly effect? It's a theory that small incidents can have massive consequences, like a butterfly flapping its wings in Brazil, causing a hurricane in China. The best example of this is found in the world of football. If you don't like football, I recommend you click the link in the doobly-doo to funny cat videos. They gone? Okay. In 2007, Liverpool defeated Chelsea in a penalty shootout in the Champions League semi-finals. If Chelsea had won that penalty shootout instead, the repercussions would have been massive. Firstly, Chelsea would have faced AC Milan in that year's final. With Michael Essien marking Kaká out of the game, they would have defeated an unspectacular Milan side. This would have meant that Jose Mourinho, instead of getting sacked in September 2007, would have kept his job for another season. His increased discipline would have meant Didier Drogba not getting sent off in the dying minutes of the next year's final in Moscow. He would have taken the final penalty on that rainy night, not John Terry, and would have scored, giving Chelsea back-to-back Champions League titles. Man United's loss in that final would have led to the departure of an unsettled Carlos Tevez, and Benitez's Liverpool winning the title the next season. Only in a fantasy. Furthermore, Mourinho wouldn't have gone to Inter Milan until later and got time to partially rebuild Chelsea, so he wouldn't have masterminded Inter's defeat of Barcelona in the 2010 Champions League semi-finals, enabling Barcelona to defend their title. After winning it the next year, as they did in real life, to make it a hat-trick, Barcelona would have taken on Mourinho's successor, Andre Villas-Boas, and rebuilt Chelsea. In an exhilarating match celebrated by neutrals worldwide, Barcelona would have narrowly won 6-5 and gone on to defend their title in Munich, making it 4 in a row. In my view, the last consequence is an improvement, as the dour defensive football Chelsea used to beat Barcelona was not a good thing. However, the aforementioned penalty shootout was also have had international consequences. Liverpool's defeat in that penalty shootout would have meant that, in their second to last game of that season, they would have played a full-strength team instead of resting their stars before the Champions League final. They would have been able, therefore, to beat Fulham, condemning Fulham to relegation. This would have meant that the Fulham caretaker manager, Lawrie Sanchez, would have returned to his post as Northern Ireland manager, which in summer 2007 was very important as Northern Ireland led their Euro 2008 qualifying group. Let's assume that, unlike Nigel Worthington, Lawrie Sanchez would have guided Northern Ireland to wins over Latvia and Iceland and, with that momentum, qualification for Euro 2008. As the only home nation, they would have had much support from neutrals, and the colourful Northern Ireland fans would have enjoyed it immensely. Of course, they would have lost all 3 matches and gone out in group stages. More importantly, Spain wouldn't have qualified, and Vicente Del Bosque would never have assembled his squad. The final would have been Germany versus Russia, Stalingrad in Switzerland if you will, and a maiden triumph for Russia in a major tournament. 2 years later, Spain's campaign would never have got off the ground, following a scraped qualification and an opening defeat to Switzerland. The final of that World Cup, instead of a violent and tense affair, would have seen free-flowing football, with Germany beating old rivals the Netherlands 3-2 with a last-minute Miroslav Klose goal. In summary, Chelsea would have 2 Champions Leagues, Barcelona would have won 4 consecutively, Liverpool would have won a league title, Northern Ireland would have qualified for Euro 2008, Russia would have been European champions, and Germany champions of the world. One penalty shootout would have surely changed the world.